right, welcome friends. Excited to teach this class tonight about kids and oils, or really I like to call it successful kids. We don't really just talk about some of the products that I like to use with my kids or how to use them, but we talk about different things that can help your kids um, maybe be a little more focused or whatever they need to do to be successful. We're going to talk about some things that your kids might but these might not be things that are making your kids successful, right? Like things like sweets and candies, things like that, food, environment. We'll talk about all those good things. So if you have a kid or multiple kiddos, then I would definitely suggest taking some notes down, just brainstorming about one of them or some of the kids, jotting down some of these ideas, right? But I am going to talk a little bit about the company first. And Young Living was the founder of Young Living Essential Oils. He really wanted essential oils in everyone's home, and I definitely see why now. He had a love for natural healing, and I really love the fact that a lot of these oils have helped us stay healthy and out of the doctor and hospitals, but the fact that they're there when we need them is really awesome too. This is what is an essential oil, right? So a volatile substance derived from plants containing natural smell and characteristics of the plant. They're extracted primarily through steam distillation. They're potent, volatile, and versatile. So we can use essential oils for a lot of different things, and we can use them in a lot of different ways. So I'm going to talk specifically kids tonight about which oils we like to use in kind of different ways that you can also use them on kids or around kids. And we're going to talk about the safety of them as well. Talking about the distillation process, Young Living has their own farms and distilleries where they're, they grow and cultivate their plants, and they steam distill them to test them and bottle them up. You can go to the farms or the distilleries. It's really cool to see what they're doing. I can't wait to go one day. What I really like is that they don't use any pesticides or herbicides or anything like that, no toxins in their gardens when they harvest. So that is really important because you don't want any of those toxins even down to where your essential oils or your food come from. Our skin is the largest organ, so what we put on it matters. So I'm not just talking about adding things, but kind of thinking about the things that are in our home, maybe when you wash your face or when you take a shower, or maybe when you're washing the dishes, things get on your hand. What are you washing your clothes with? So that's a big thing that we've been doing in our house, is removing toxins and just getting our products from Young Living without toxins, because we feel a lot better, right? But according to the CDC, more than 200 high-volume synthetic chemicals can be found in the bodies of a lot of Americans, including the newborn infants. So that's why a lot of times when women get pregnant, they say like, only do this once a day, or you're not allowed to have this, you're not allowed to have that, this, that, because the babies really don't have that immune system to build up yet. They're still building it up. So we can't really put those toxins in our body, really harming the babies. We really shouldn't be putting those toxins in our body as is, because bioaccumulation really is basically, that means all these things that it might be a little bit amount, but it's building up. It can cause issues later on in life. But, just a disclaimer, I am not a doctor or health professional. I am a mother of twins who also was a special education teacher. I have a lot of experience in working with children of all ages, all abilities, all different disabilities. So in and out of the pool as well. I was a swim instructor for many, many, many years, and I specialized in working with a lot of the kiddos with behavioral needs or with autism. and I really just loved it. So I use a lot of the strategies that I used to use in my classrooms with my kids, but it's really hard because they're my own kids, and working with your own kids is a lot harder because you just have that more emotional connection, right? And they're not going home at the end of the day. They're your house at the end of the day. You don't get to go home at the end of the day. You're at your house at the end of the day, right? So you're with each other all the time. So that can get difficult. So we're going to talk about some things that can maybe help our kiddos. Um, but I'd like you guys to maybe jot, like I said, think of a kid or maybe some kids in your house and think about how they're learning. Right now, there's a lot of different ways kids are learning. Maybe you're doing full homeschool. Maybe it's kind of half and half, and they're doing some remote, but then you have to do some with them. Maybe they're going to school. How and you might not know exactly what's going on in their classroom, right? But I want you guys to think of your kid's environment. So, what environment does your kid learn best in, right? Um, does your kid need more natural light, or maybe your child needs to have more lights or lamps or something? Does your child do better when sitting in kind of a softer chair, slouching? Some kids are more comfortable sitting on couches. Some kids are more comfortable sitting upright. What are some things that distract your kid? Is it maybe certain noises going on? Maybe it's certain things like are they sitting next to a window? Maybe it's brothers and sisters. What are things that maybe help them focus? Maybe it's kind of like a fidget or something, and maybe like a stress ball. Or I am a big person. I like to have a pencil in my hair, and I'm always kind of messing with them. So I always have multiple in my hair. I'm always kind of messing with them. So just think about that, right? Think about maybe a kid that you have, a child in your house, maybe you're a teacher, a child in your classroom, but just think about what are things in their environment that are helping them, and what are things that are kind of distracting them. My kids, so I have twins. My twins are Blaze and Daisy, and they are almost 4, so they're just 3, and they will be 4 in May. And we do homeschool at home. We're preschool homeschool, so it's play and recipes and fun stuff, right? But I definitely noticed what really helps them. I did a live video today, and something that distracts my kids is when I notice depending on what we have for breakfast. So they had a Pop-Tart for breakfast today and chocolate milk. They were kind of nuts. So I realized that that was definitely something that they were kind of nuts about, because I didn't really set them up for success with what they're eating. Also, they do a lot better when we have the window open with the natural light, rather than all like the lights on in the house. They do better with the natural light, and they do better with the diffuser on when I turn the diffuser on. So I didn't do any of those this morning, and it was kind of a rough day. So these are just things. Think about your kid and just maybe write down what are things that you think help them, what are things that you think distract them, right? What kinds of chairs are they sitting in? What kind of light are they using? Maybe are they, I don't know, are they distracted in their room? Are they distracted in the living room? Does science class distract them more than math class? Does reading class distract them more than science class? Something like that. So just kind of brainstorming about our kiddos. All right. I also want to talk about so think of this kid or child, student you have, maybe it's multiple kids, right? What's an item and activity that maybe helps your kid focus? What's an item or activity that helps them calm down? So I know that my kids really need a lot of activities to kind of like help them stay focused, but also helping them get into like a routine. So making sure that I have everything kind of laid out and getting in a routine. And these are the activities that, we make sure that they are getting up and we're singing our songs or doing our little like movements in the morning, to keep them kind of on that routine. And who knows, sometimes I really think my kids are super bouncy and they just need like a bounce around, right? So I try and give them like a movement activity to do every day. My kids get so crazy, so we really have to try and get outside every day. That's just how we function over here. We have to try and get outside, even if it's just for 20 minutes, to run around outside instead of my house. Right? But then there's also things that really get my kids kind of nuts. If they watch, I noticed that my kids, they'll go downstairs, and if they watch TV in the morning downstairs, they're a little more calmer than actually if we are watching TV upstairs next to where we do school. I think they get more upset if I turn the TV off. So rather than transition. So that's something that I really have to kind of keep in mind every day. What my kids are doing. My kids, I don't believe, do well with fidgets. Some kids do really well with fidgets. My daughter has this like new toy that kind of just sits there, and she could not focus today. She just kept pressing it. So I let her like keep it there as in her sight, but she wasn't able to touch it. But some kids need that. Some kids need something to kind of help them focus and things like that. So every kid is different, right? Every kid is different. I have a play group that I do virtually, and sometimes kids get distracted and they might like run around away from the computer, or some kids get upset. Some kids get like super excited. So I really try and keep it kind of to a routine, but also it's so different for every kid. Some kids, it's more helpful if I play maybe a video or start reading a book, they're more focused. Some kids are more focused if I'm maybe showing them, how are we feeling today, or what are we learning about today? And some kids are more focused if my kids are on the computer. So it's different for every kid. So think about your kiddo, right? What's an item activity maybe helps them focus, right? And what's an item or activity that can maybe help them calm down? And maybe what are some things that help them, like not help them, but make them kind of nuts, right? So my kids, like I said, my kids, depending on where they watch TV, I notice, right? All right. And this is a big one. My video I did today was also about that, right? I mentioned the Pop-Tarts. What foods give your kids energy, and what foods slump your kids down? Also, what food, think about, not just like, because the Pop-Tarts, my kids had some energy, but it was not like good energy. They were just whiny and cry, and they were just really hyper and then kind of slumped. So I'm trying, my kids would love this food, right? Love this plate right here. My kids love broccoli. They love the bananas, the grapes, the strawberries. They love all the fruits and vegetables. But as parents, we always, these might not be the easier things to grab. The Pop-Tart was a lot easier for me than cutting some things up this morning, because I was kind of in a rush. So as parents, sometimes we need to think about prepping things, right? So I'll take the weeks that we really eat a lot better are the weeks that I kind of take time and prepping things. But it's just really important, because I noticed my kids have much better energy and they're more focused when they have a healthier breakfast. Sometimes they'll literally ask for a rainbow lunch, which is basically just something like this, a bunch of different colors of fruits and vegetables on a plate, maybe a cracker, maybe some cheese. And those are really kind of our best meals for our kids, is they just really like to be eating the rainbow. And I think because they just know that it makes them feel good. They ask for those other things, of course, and they get treats during the day and stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it sound like my kids are getting treats like pets, but they get some snacks, and like they have cookies, and they'll have a cookie after dinner and things like that. So but just really trying to give your kids that better food. And I mean, eating healthy is not something I've always been good at. I've just been a lot better at it this past year. And it's hard to get everyone on board, but just kind of those minor changes. I started giving, we have a lot of pasta. So instead of pasta, sometimes we'll have spaghetti squash. And my kids really like it. One likes it with sauce and one likes it just with some Parmesan cheese, and that's okay. So just trying to get them to eat better, because especially breakfast is so important. And I don't think I've ever said that before in my entire life. Now finally I believe it, having a parent or having kids, being a parent and being a teacher, breakfast is really important. So make sure we're getting kids good breakfast so that they can help focus, right? All right, we're going to talk a little bit about how kids can use essential oils. So like I said, your kids might be doing homeschool, they might be remote, they might go to school. Some schools might allow kids to add oils, bring oils like with them. I'm not sure. It really depends on the school system or school district. But you can add oils to your chest before giving kids kind of some hugs. You can put them on your chest, right? Put into a diffuser. It's a really good way aromatically. Great for in-person school. Like I said, that there's jewelry or like wristbands that you can get if they might not allow kids like bring things to school. But this is a really good way for the kids to apply them, or you apply them and them be on the kid and help them throughout the day. Topically, I always rub them on the bottoms of feet or even the needed area. You always use topically with a carrier oil. All of the Kid Sense oils that we're going to talk about are pre-diluted for a topical safe use of kids 2 and older. But always use a carrier oil if it is a straight essential oil. I have a dilution chart, so just send me a private message if you need that dilution chart for kids. But you can also add a few drops to water before bedtime, really helps. Sorry, I don't know why that's under the topically one. That's 2 drops to your bath water. That's what that is supposed to say. A few drops to your bath water for the kids before bedtime. I like to use the Sleepy Eyes definitely for the bedtime. The bath water to change that. You can also ingest essential oils. You can add to your kids' water to add a little flavor. Taking supplements with essential oils. My kids, we'll talk about some of those supplements today. My kids also like the Vitality drops as well. There are some quick tips for using essential oils. So like I said, diluting with the carrier oil if it's not the Kid Sense one. I like to use jojoba oil. It is the same oil that mimics your hair and skin. And you're never use water. So for example, some oils, you don't want to get them in your eyes or anything, but if you do, you don't want to rinse them out with water. You want to just like use more of a carrier oil. If you're sometimes peppermint oil, like it's a hot oil, it might burn like a jalapeno. So just put some more carrier oil, not water on that. Also, don't apply to sensitive areas, things like eyes, ears. Don't put them inside. Don't put them like inside your ears. You put them on the outside. I use a cotton ball, not inside any of your sensitive areas. This is a baby reflexology. So when using essential oils topically, and you don't want to use them on the body, you can also use them on the bottoms of the feet. So feel free to take a screenshot of this. This is a really good way to introduce oils to kids and babies as well. And if you don't have this on hand, or if you don't remember this, just think the head is like the top of the toe at the brain, and then the pelvic is kind of above the heel. So, and the chest diaphragm. So it's kind of just goes head to toe right there for you to remember. So we're going to talk about some oils that can help our kiddos. Sleepy Eyes. This supports sleep, calms nerves, is a really peaceful environment. Sorry, I don't have the oils on me right now, but what I really like about these oils is I just pop a roller top on them. I have them next to my kids' diffuser, and then I have them in my bathroom. I pop a roller top ball on them, and we use them topically and also in the diffuser as well. This is my favorite kind of before sleep when my kids are really kind of, there are times they don't want to go to bed and whatever, that's every kid. So we might use this during, to diffuse during bed. I really like to diffuse like 20 minutes before going into the room, before kind of going to sleep, before my kids come out, maybe homeschool. I think kind of setting up that room with that aromatic effect is really helpful as well. Owie, this is a really good one for boo-boos, supports your skin. Pop that roller ball on for convenience. My kids are always bumping their heads or whatever, so I'm just ask them to get the Owie oil. It is actually really good for blemishes on your skin as well, so I will use this for my face sometimes for myself. Sniffles. This is my favorite for kind of, it says those seasonal changes, when kids are getting those seasonal sniffles and things like that, really good for respiratory support. Maybe my kids, I'll put this on roll it on their back of their spine and their chest, the bottoms of their feet, if I feel some sniffles are coming on or if I see them coming on. So this is definitely a must have. I'm really happy that I have it in my arsenal. I love that I have it and I don't need to use it at times. When I do use it, it is amazing. Tummy Dries. This is, I think, my son's favorite oil. He's definitely got some gut stuff going on. He always asks for the tummy oil. So we talk about, I like that all these oils are different colors, all the different Kid Sense one, because I can tell them, go get this one, go get that one. It soothes the tummies, a really relaxing smell. So we like to rub it on our tummies, the bottoms of our feet. This is really helpful if your kids are not going potty. My daughter was kind of, she had a stomach ache and she couldn't really go potty, and then I rolled some of this on her, and she was in like a little daycare thing when I was in a mom's group, and they were like, that stuff worked, Daisy went to the bathroom. So definitely helped with the digestion for my daughter. This is genius. This is the #1 for helping focus and concentration, a homework helper. My kids actually use this every day. And the days they don't, I notice, we'll put it on their brain stem to help them focus. And sometimes if we need a little extra focus during the day, I will also add it to the diffuser. So they also have Kid Sense line in bath gels, shampoo, and lotion. I love these. I haven't tried the lotion yet for my kids. I need to get it. I'm really bad with doing lotion and things. But the bath gel and shampoo, I've diluted them by 2, and they last forever. My kids really like the smell of it. They're not, they don't. I like the smell of it. I don't really think my kids care, but they don't complain about anything in their eye. And you don't have to worry about any of the toxins. So my kids fully use all these products, and they love it. They don't have to use this anymore, but this is the Tender Tush for kind of like a diaper cream. They have a seedlings line for more babies, but then they also have this for if your kid is older. This is helps with a moisturizer to soothe that skin if they're needing some of that diaper cream, right? I love these Kid Sense Mighty Pro. They are a probiotic for kiddos. So my kids just cut the top off and just eat them kind of like a pixie stick. They are really good. I'm probably actually going to go have one after this. They're really good, and they're just really good probiotics. I will, my kids will have them like once a day, once every other day. It really helps for digestion And probiotics are really, really good for your immune system. So, you know, if you guys know me, I'm on to kind of supporting your gut and getting more into having a healthy gut and things like that and building up our immune system. So the Kid Sense is awesome. And anyone that comes to the class tonight, I'm just gonna mail you guys a little sample of this just to say thank you. Mighty Pro. We have Kid Sense Unwind. Similar to the Mighty Pro, they are like a pixie stick. I have noticed my kids like this much, much better in water. They will put it in water and mix it up. I can use one packet for 2 kids, but it is something that we'll have maybe at night, or I know a lot of people, they might have this on like a car ride. Kids are kind of nuts in the car and stuff like that. So this is definitely a good one to kind of have on hand, right? Promote calm before or after this storm. I had mentioned the seedlings line. So there is a whole line for newborns and babies. There's wipes. I actually love these wipes for my face. I use these seedlings wipes for makeup remover for myself. So that's a good one. And I really love the seedlings body wash too as well. Actually, if these ones are out of stock, the Kid Sense ones are out of stock, I will always get the seedlings ones as well. But there is I'm actually doing a special. I will do a special this month. For you can get all of these oils. I will even send you a free Kid Power roll-on. And you get some free books, and I'll send you a free sample of Ningxia Red, which is really good for everyone, moms, new moms, breastfeeding moms, kids. It is good. Babies ages newborn to 1 are the only ones that I know don't have it, don't drink Ningxia. But it is really good for anything. Everyone in my family drinks it. My dog even drinks it off the floor sometimes if it gets spilled. So but this is a really cute diffuser. I love this diffuser. It has all the colors, color changing. It can have like the little rainbow effect. It has you know, it's got like the little with the night light. It also has a noise machine built into it. So if you need a noise machine with different settings, different sounds, there's like rainforests, an ocean or whatever. And you can even have it on silent and no light and just diffusing. So it's super cute. You would get all of this stuff for that price. So that is a really good deal. If you're interested in the seedlings one too, we can talk about how much a bundle would that one be for. There's just different stuff. You'd have to like make your own kit. But this one, I really love this. Goes perfect in my kids' room. And like I said, all these oils are already pre-diluted, safe for kids to use, ages 2 and older. So all the good things. There's always this option if you want to get started and you are not wanting to put all the money down. You can always use a PayPal credit if you apply for that with no interest. This is another kit that's offered. So no interest, payments a month. So if you're interested in that, we can also help you out with that. But happy kids and parents are successful kids and parents, right? So remember that as parents, we also have to be taking care of ourselves so that we can take care of our kids. All right.